Greetings, YouTube. I suppose because this week we have seen the final week 4 of the class trips event, but my inbox has all of a sudden been flooded with questions, really the same question. Prof, can you make a video analyzing the best way to spend the resources needed to take these class trips, the souvenirs, if you will, because I want to know if it's worth it to just buy some items or actually go through the missions. And I do believe this is a very important question that demands math and demands my, hopefully, effort. So let's kind of recap because on the surface, some people might think, well, you always want to do the missions. You always want to get the permission slips. I have two major complaints about this month's event. First and foremost, that each path is its own separate permission slip. That's so annoying. And even if you buy them in bulk, like let's say you buy 3 level 4 permission slips, you can't even refresh the chapter without going out and then purchasing one and going back in. And while that may not seem like a big deal, it just seems unnecessary to me. But the biggest problem I have with this event, and really something that I just don't understand for the life of me why they thought this was a good idea, is the energy cost. And I realize, of course, that because of peak milestones now, we have more energy refills in Marvel Contest of Champions for free than we ever have. And when you combine things even like Marvel Insider that give you additional opportunities, maybe you're an arena grinder and you get quite a few because you're lucky in arena crystals. I don't know. But even so, the energy costs of this event are freaking ridiculous. If you're like me and you want to go to Epic, which I can't even do right now because, I completed it. It's 4 energy per tile. But then when you go down to Heroic, it's still 3 energy per tile. And keep in mind there are 3 paths per chapter. So 12 total souvenir tickets needed, permission slips, to complete each difficulty. And the one that really doesn't make sense, so normal you go down to 2, and that still is a ton of energy. But then the biggest one, right? You're thinking, okay, well, when you go down to beginner, surely it would just be 1 energy per tile, right? No. It's still 2. For beginners, talk about trying to just milk like people who just started the game's units and maybe money. So my first point is energy costs are not worth it, especially if instead of this you can say use the energy to defeat or complete your monthly quest. But the bigger point is that after a certain difficulty, the rewards are not worth the energy and they're not worth the time, and you might actually be better off just using your souvenir currency for items. So where is that point? Well, if you're like me and you care more about 5 and especially 6 stars right now, Epic is worth it, and so is Master, because Master you get 3,000 5-star shards, and you do get a chance for a 4-star with the ultimate. I can't believe that's my third complaint. I know he's using the word complaint again. He's so negative. But seriously, Epic, you didn't have a guaranteed 5-star, which is the same thing that we got for Gwenpool at the movies in August of 2018. You're telling us that part of the rewards was worse. And I do think that they were very generous with the amount of 6-star shards and especially tier 5 basic. So that was awesome. And then when you scroll to the right, just to be reminded that, you also get a legendary crystal, which a lot of people have pulled, something that for me didn't include, I got PTSD in mine. I got the chance to beg for a 5-star Venom, see it roll over, and get a 4-star Doc Ock. But a lot of people have sent me pictures of their 5-star Venom, haha, thanks, and 5-star Venom the Duck, Symbiote Supreme, etc. So here's the deal. Epic is worth it. Master is worth it. But after that, Heroic, not worth it at all. Normal, a joke. Even if you're just starting out, your time and energy is worth more than a 3-star crystal. And then beginner, 500 premium disappointment shards for completing the whole thing. And then, if you explore it, you get a full premium homesick crystal, valued at only 100 units, right? Beginner is the biggest slap in the face, particularly because you have 2 energy per tile still. Literally makes no sense. And if you want people to enjoy the game when they download it, because these are beginners after all, you don't want them to have to jump through all these unnecessary hoops. It's just dumb marketing. All right, so back to the Souvenir store. Let's say, for instance, that you are not going to do level 1 or level 2. Maybe not even level 3. You're only going to do level 4 and level 5. Now, if you can't complete Master, if you don't have the champions and you're stuck with Heroic, I think Heroic is the only thing that you should do. And you should use the excess rest of your Souvenir currency on items. Now the question is, what items should you purchase? So, if you're desperate for 4-star shards, you might as well get some, right? You might as well get some. I'm thinking for this, if you can, at least 500. It's pretty expensive to go all the way to 1,000, but 500, for 1440? Not bad. But this is the best possible value. Consider that Tier 1 Alphas, for a lot of people, are still not the easiest thing to get, and you can get almost 2 of them for the price of 250 4-star shards. That is a fantastic ratio. I would max out the purchase limit of Tier 1 Alphas for anybody, really. Because remember, you still need 5 every time you take up a 5-star up a rank. And it's very easy to go from where I am and having that inventory maxed. And 12, by the way, is such a random number to have in 2019. It should at least be 15. It needs to be divisible by 5, given that that's the math for 5 stars. And they're still putting the Tier 1 Alpha Catalyst inventory limits off the assumption that you're mostly ranking up 4 stars. But besides that, when you scroll down, I gotta say, I kind of like throwing 1,000 into some Tier 4 Basic. Those are also not easy to get for middle-class players especially. I wouldn't do that, though, before I maxed out the Tier 1 Alphas. And then besides that, you've got a lot of RNG here. Tier 3 Basics I wouldn't use because you could easily get those and at least one guaranteed every day, if not multiple, for the daily Catalyst quest. Same thing with the Tier 2 Basics. Now, some people have told me that they're purchasing these because you just never know when you need them. I think that's fair, but when you consider, again, it's half the price of a Tier 1 Alpha, it's just not nearly as good of a value. Boosts, don't worry about, unless you're somebody that just needs any boost you can for Alliance War, and you think even the lesser attack and the lesser champion you still want, that makes sense. Wouldn't worry about the 3-star shards. The 4-star shards really are overpriced. Let's be real. And even though I would recommend it over other items, I think the Tier 4 basic shards are still overpriced. But the Tier 1 alphas, awesome. So basically, to conclude my overall point of this video, if you are past the point of having to worry about Master, and if you can complete Epic, I would only do Master and Epic, and then I would throw all your other Souvenir currency into Tier 1 Alphas, and maybe, just maybe, if you have some left over, some Tier 4 Basic, or even, because you do sometimes need them, the Tier 2 Class Catalyst Crystals. I think those are fine, and you can get 5 of those. You can max that out for the same price as one Tier 4 Basic, so that might be what you want to do. But the Tier 1 Alphas are the no-brainer item to purchase in this store. I really wish we could have purchased energy refills with our Souvenir currency as well, particularly because of the high energy costs. But as you know, Kabam just doesn't do things that are logical. They think that you're going to spend energy for trash rewards. And you know that when in doubt on my channel, I am never going to endorse anything that's not pro-player. And this is clearly a system that is made to be pro-Kabam. And that is why, even if you're a beginner, I would not advise you spend the energy to complete the beginner or the normal difficulty. Heroic is the bare minimum, the level 3. But even that for the energy cost is pretty ridiculous. Master is fine. Epic is the best if you have the rosters to complete them. Otherwise, just relax, use your energy for other quests, and spend your Souvenir currency on some Tier 1 alphas and a couple other items of choice. Either way, I hope this video helps answer the many questions I received about the cost-benefit analysis, if you will, between grinding those quests and just using Souvenir currency to purchase items. Have a great day, YouTube. Thanks for watching.